sheep's wool, lanolin.
All right, let me set this up. We are at, or near, rather, the Beachland Ballroom in Cleveland, Ohio with the band Whores. Currently on tour with Red Fang and Torch. What's going on, fellas? Welcome.
Yeah, it's snowing outside
Welcome to
right
tropical
now.
Cleveland.
We're from Georgia.
Coconut flakes.
Freezing our balls off. I wish. Dandruff? Maybe, I don't know. So how's this tour going so far? I've seen the pictures online. It seems like it's going really well.
A little too well. No, it's almost every show has been sold out. So, I mean, what more can you ask for? Yeah, it's been great. I mean, and it's also kind of
Are people showing up early?
Playing, not used to, but you know, we've done a lot of like club shows where we are not done and packed up and out of the venue by 4 a.m. And these shows have generally been like we go on at 8 usually, and then we're done and packed up and gone by 12. So it's nice. We're humming along now. We're like 2 weeks in. So yeah, it's really great. And Red Fang and Torch are both. I mean, we literally could not ask for a better tour. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Torch and Red Fang are killer. It's a dream tour, you know?
Yeah, it's crazy.
I mean,
It's kind of crazy.
Couldn't see myself getting any bigger than that. Yeah, it's crazy that Red Fang got so huge so quick, man. They had one album out, and then the next album just blew the fuck up.
They got 4 records out.
Here they are.
Like, they've been working the whole time.
Yeah.
That's what people don't see. They see them when they're in their town, but they don't realize that they're doing, you know, 200 dates a year, and that has a cumulative effect, you know.
Yeah, they're road dogs. Yes,
Even
it
if you
does.
don't.
It just you got to get out there, and if you got the means,
We
just
did
get
it
out
for
there
a
and
long
fucking
time
hammer it.
before we were.
Well, you
making
guys are
any
doing
money
that
at
same
it, for
thing.
Sure. We're just barely making money at it now, but it's awesome.
Yeah.
Though. Yeah. There's nothing else I'd rather do.
Well, you're just getting started. It seems like Gold, kind of
I hope so.
your newest album, Gold, it kind of picks up where Clean left off. But to me, it kind of seemed, it sounded like so far that you're just pressing that throttle down a little harder this time. Yeah, it's a little more up-tempo and upbeat. Whereas Clean kind of had more of the stoner rock element, just a little dashes here and there. But this one's just more kind of like full force in your face. That's what, yeah, it sounds really good. Is it?
It's awesome.
I know it's getting a good response
Yeah, I mean, I
so
think
far.
we knew
for the
that people were
critics,
going to be
from the critics rather.
sort of paying attention to this record, and it was anticipated, you know, and we didn't rush into putting it out or recording it, so we wanted to make sure that we were pushing super, super, super hard, and we did.
How was the recording process? How do you guys write? I mean, do you write? How was the recording process? How do you guys write? I mean, do you write? You just jam it out in the jam room, or you somebody come to the to the practice? Yeah. Just kind of jam it out.
I mean,
Now, one thing I don't
Of the
know is who
credits,
produced this one.
Ryan,
Was it self-produced?
who recorded
Or?
it, who engineered it, he and I share producer credits, because, and you know, he mixed it too, but it's like we did all the tracking, all the music and stuff, and maybe a week or two, and then he owns the studio where we recorded, so we could really take our time, and then we were doing, like, I would sing for a day, do guitar overdubs, do double tracking stuff, blow my voice out, and we'd move on to like mixing or something. We just had a nice back and forth, you know, thing, but we didn't really need much production because we came in, you know, with these songs arranged, and I don't want to say done, but we were practicing pretty diligently for the couple of months leading up to this, so we were pretty prepared. It's hard.
Cool.
It's hard.
Yeah,
Well,
that's how it should be.
we've had
That's how I
troubles
try to
like
get
that
my
in the
guys to
past
do the
of
same
trying to
thing. It
get
doesn't work out.
everybody, you know, you can't get somebody psyched about something. Their heart's in it, or there isn't, or it isn't. You know, so.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you weed them out real quick, as far as that goes. But I mean, a lot of bands
Yeah.
just do it so
We're
different now. You
fortunate to
got
have
to do it as
Ryan in our
quickly as you
corner. He's
can
been
because it
really
costs a
good
lot of
to us,
money.
and
And
he's not just somebody who records our records. You know, he's a good friend of ours, and you know, for our not the new record,
He's a
but
bud.
the second EP, Clean. We had done a couple pressings of it with a label, and then we wanted to press it again, and we were like, let's press it ourselves, and Ryan fronted us the money to do it. I mean, he's a good dude.
Oh, sweet.
The first couple pressings were, yeah.
Yeah,
The
that was on
fourth
Brutal
and fifth
Panda, right?
pressing we did ourselves. Yep.
Yeah.
We do.
Oh, really? Cool. Yeah, so you guys
Yeah,
got to
it
own
was-
all your
it was-
stuff still. That's
yeah,
a rare
I mean, when we
thing in
did the
this
deal
business,
with
or it can
eOne
be.
for the new record in the future, we were talking about possibly including the first two, but it seemed like the better move for everybody involved for us to just go ahead and hold on to. So we did. Yeah, you never know what's going to happen, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. See what happens. See if it blows up.
Sure.
Yeah, bands are doing that. There's a band called, I don't know if you've heard them, they're called Rival
great.
Sons. They're more of a rock
Baroness is
band.
putting their own records
But
out.
they
They
own
put
all
Purple
their
out
shit.
themselves.
Like,
Radiohead is doing that. I mean,
oh, are they?
Godspeed You Black Emperor has
Nice.
always done it.
Yeah, that's how you keep all your
You
money.
just have to
you know?
you have to be big enough.
Yeah,
First
that's kinda
before
where
you
the
can start
model's
doing
going
that.
now.
I mean, a lot of people try to wave the DIY flag, but it's like,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
not by choice though. You're DIY because you have to be. Nobody's interested in buying what you have. It's
Yeah.
real easy to say that.
Right.
You know, but
Yeah, you're looking at them.
right, exactly.
Yeah, it's cool if you can sign like a distro deal and keep all your rights,
Sure.
you know. But they pay for everything though. They pay for their whole tours. They pay for
It's
all
nice. It's
the,
a long
you know,
game
they
thing,
still
but
have all their
it's
records,
nice.
and it kind of makes their
Yeah.
Yes, that's the business side of it that you kind of need to really
I
be
mean,
focused on.
They're
Being on
technically an
eOne, that's
independent
pretty much a
label, they're
major
just the
label.
largest independent
How does that
label in
feel to
North
be on one of
America.
those?
You know, so like people, they're not one of the 5 corporations kind of thing.
Yeah.
But they definitely have the resources and the infrastructure of a major label for sure. It's great. They've been really cool to us. They really are really helpful with little small things like just tour poster designs and you know, setting up stuff like this interview. And they're great, man. They're great. We made
Is
our
it
next
kind of like a
with them.
one
I
album
mean, we'd
deal
like to.
at a time, or
You know,
you guys
we'll
got
see.
several?
We've got, I mean, I'm not really sure how much legal stuff I'm supposed to actually
Yeah.
talk about, but I mean, I don't think the reason we started working with them is because they didn't seem like they were gonna, like they thought maybe our band was hot and they were gonna cash in on it. It seemed like they were legitimately fans of our band and they wanted to see us go further. So we would like to have a long relationship with them. And right now, as it stands, we'll probably put our next record out with them, but that's dependent on a couple different factors.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's cool. It sounds like it's kind of going back to the like late '80s, early
eOne
'90s
is, yeah,
kind of
for sure.
indie label vibe, where they're starting to work with bands again. Because, yeah, and I think bands, heavier bands especially,
Sure.
like, you know, you guys,
Yeah.
you kind of need that time to develop an audience. You know, that's kind of where the majors were kind of leading
Right.
astray.
Right.
In the '90s, they were just like one off, and that's it. And get the
It
fuck
doesn't really
out.
work,
You know, we're just
you
gonna
know?
make
I
a
mean,
dime
that's-
off you and then roll, and that's shitty. I mean,
I think it'll only work, you know, one.
Well, it
in
did for a little
100
while,
times,
but no
when it
longer.
works that one
They're paying
time,
the
you make
price
so
for it
much money
now.
off it. It makes the other 99 easy to front, you know. But it's shitty. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of a shame. Well, yeah, it's good to hear that that's coming back around. Now I was I was reading some of your reviews, and you guys just got in
did.
Rolling Stone for
Crazy.
the 10 top new bands to check out in 2016. I was going to ask you about your name, but they already covered it about
Yeah.
if you guys are catching any shit for your name because everyone's so
Thank you.
sensitive these days. I think it's a great name personally because I think it's just in your face and it's rock and
Yeah.
roll,
It's
and
funny
it's a
that that's
little
what's considered
dangerous these
People are
days,
cowards.
unfortunately, because people. Isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it comes
It's
up.
so
almost every
ridiculous.
interview.
But of course, Rolling Stone covered that already.
Thank you.
But I was. It's a great name.
I'm not sure.
Did Rolling Stone say that? They should have said that, because if they would, you know, if they would say anything about misogyny,
Yeah.
I'd be like, hey, it's just the noise that comes out of your face. At the end of
Thank
the
you.
day,
Our,
that's all it is, really. I think it's great
just started
branding.
Working with the
too.
manager, and he and I were
It
talking
sticks
about
out
it,
very
and,
well.
Yeah, he thinks it's one of the strengths of the band because I think he understands our band. He comes from, you know, the hardcore scene and stuff from the '90s, and he gets what we're doing. He knows we're not just being like, you know, if you like, you know, G.G. Allen, whatever kind of. It's not where we're
Yeah.
coming from at all. He understands it, but he's also an adult. I think a lot of the people who hurl
Yeah.
accusations at us maybe don't have a whole lot of life experience,
Right.
don't actually know what they're talking about, but their voice is the same volume as everyone else's because of the internet, you know. So that's fine, whatever. We live in the real world.
Right. Yes, unfortunately. Well, it kind of works out for bands sometimes because it gets people talking, even whether they like you or dislike you.
Yeah, I mean,
they're
there's a couple
talking
sides
about
to it.
you,
There's people,
and it's kind of
like, who
it's
like
getting
music,
it out no matter what.
you know, come to shows and buy records, but then there's like the whole huge business, politics, all that stuff. It's completely different. They are. Yeah.
As long as your label's behind you and your people are behind you, it doesn't fucking matter.
Sure.
It's just like we're gonna sell it. There's I don't know if
Yeah.
you guys heard of that band Black Pussy, but they got a bunch of shit for it, and they plow steamed right through
I
that
feel
shit.
bad
They're
for
like,
them. People are
fuck
really
it, and
playing
it got more people to start coming to their shows anyway. So
I hope so. They're just some stuff just went down.
I
in
think
North
that's kind of
Carolina.
laid off now a little bit.
Yeah, I mean,
I haven't heard anything about them.
Show shut down. Well, actually, the show continued on, but they didn't get to
Yeah.
play the show. I mean,
All the other bands.
as far
played.
as
Recently?
like, yeah, that's good publicity. But on
Still
the
didn't play the show.
inside, you're like, man, I wish I could go just play the show. You know, I mean,
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
because we don't-
I can
I
see
mean,
it getting to be a pain in the ass that way.
We may have missed
Yeah,
opportunities
well-
because of our name, but we'll never know what opportunities we missed because we missed them. So it's hard to say, you know. Yeah. So I try not to think about it too much.
Yeah,
This is what we're doing.
it's the unseen. You're never gonna see it.
Overanalyze that because I hope so. These shows have been incredible and people have been going.
Well, you're winning.
So
You're winning.
I think it'll become less and less of a problem.
I think so too.
Yeah, I believe so too. It's gonna calm down. People are gonna grow up.
Eventually
It's
they're
got.
gonna
It
run
has to.
across
I think it's at peak now. I think eventually it's
Normal,
gonna.
yeah. I hope so.
Oh, you're nice guys, and you're badass.
No.
Your
2
band's
weeks.
awesome.
12 days.
How much longer do you guys have on this tour?
No, we're
You
going
guys-
Pacific Northwest. So
You guys
from
are heading out
here-
to what,
From
Maryland
Cleveland, we
next?
go to Detroit.
Oh, you're
and
going
then
all the way out there?
Chicago, Bloomington, Illinois, Denver, Salt Lake City, Boise, Seattle, and Portland, and then we drive back to Atlanta from Portland, and then it's Christmas. Yeah. No,
Damn.
next year we
Can you
have
pick back up
Europe
after that, or
in the spring.
what a grind?
But yeah, we've submitted for some stuff as support for the beginning of the year. We would like to be on the road a lot. I mean, the record just came out, so we're hoping that some of those come through, or some offers. Once the holidays are over, some more stuff opens up, and we can submit for as much as possible because we know the record just came out and it's time to plow for us. If we're not doing that, then we're gonna try to work on our next record like immediately. Just start writing. If we're not practicing a set, we're not going to sit at home. We
Yeah.
talked about this
Just keep
explicitly.
that train
we like
moving.
going to band practice. We like playing music. I like gear. I like, you know what I mean? I like Donnie.
Yeah.
Like I like
Well, you
hanging
have to,
out. I
yeah.
like playing music, and playing music together. So, there's nothing I'd rather do than go do that. So, yeah. I
That's
don't
the
understand
number
people
one.
Who are in bands who don't love it. It's too
That's
hard
the
to
number
not
one
love
at the
it
end
and
of the
do
day.
it.
'Cause yeah. Well,
Yeah,
I
the
think a lot of
motivation's
bands. Well, I can't. Well, a lot. Probably a lot. They're
Good luck
playing
with
for the
that.
wrong reasons. They're playing either to get famous, or
Yeah.
or what the fuck ever. And it's like,
Right.
first of
How
all, you need to
sick is
create
this
for
part?
yourself,
Like, oh,
and
yeah.
you need to like it and listen to your record and like it. Yeah. Because people look
Should
at me
be.
funny when I listen to our records. I'm like,
No,
man, I'm a
but
fan
yeah.
before. And it sounds kind of fucking arrogant, I know, but
Yep.
it's
should be
like
the
you're
band
creating
that
for
you want,
yourself and sharing
you
with the
wish
world.
existed.
That's kind of how I see
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not here and you want it here. Make it happen. So are you guys gonna
Yeah, I
do?
hope so. What's that?
You said maybe support
talking
tour,
about
but,
it.
what about
we're
headlining
not really
dates?
sure. It seems
about
like
headlining
the
dates
best
you're doing?
thing for us would be to be supporting a band that's bigger than us, because a lot of people who are coming up to us on this tour, and we've been
Yeah.
around the country multiple times, but most of the people who come up to us after these shows at the venue are like, "Man, I've never heard you guys before. I didn't know anything about you before tonight." So that's what we want. We want to going in cold is awesome too, and people haven't heard any internet hype, or they haven't heard our records. They don't know anything about our band. They just watch us get on stage and count off and then blast away, and then they're like, "What is happening?" Like, that is my favorite thing,
Yeah,
because
just
we don't
blow
look
the
like
doors
some,
off.
as far as like our
Yeah.
appearance, we don't look like these gnarly dudes
Yeah.
or anything. And yeah, absolutely, sneak attack. That's my favorite thing. So we
Like,
want to keep
"Surprise,
doing that.
motherfuckers."
So we've been talking
Burn
about
it
headline
down.
stuff, and if we do headline tour,
Fuck
we have to
yeah.
do.
Yeah.
We have to be more careful about it because the onus is on us to make sure that it's profitable for everyone involved. It's a lot more pressure, and I just want to play.
Right.
I just want to play music, and not think about all the
Yeah.
other stuff. And
Just
you
wanna
have
chill
to,
for a
but
while.
the less we have to worry about that stuff, the better. And when we're on a support tour, we're just there to support the headliner, and we just get to play. Get in the van, play another show, and it's much easier and it's better for the band at this stage.
Yeah. I can definitely relate to that because like being on an opening slot's great because
We
get a
play
little
really
older
short
now.
sets. We
It's
only
like,
play a
God
30
damn
minute
it,
set on this
midnight,
tour, which is
really?
fine.
We'll do it,
It's,
but
it's super easy to like. Yep. Well,
yeah, you're
I
just
mean,
in and out.
We're pretty
You
good.
need to
about
get to hang out
scheduling
all night,
stuff.
or
We're
unless
pretty
you got to drive.
professional as far
Yeah.
as that stuff's concerned, so we never really get caught in the lurch with that stuff. But yeah,
Yeah.
opening is, I don't know. That seems to be the right move for us right now. Like
Yeah.
if we could go out with Melvins or Queens of the Stone Age or Off or Piss Jeans or Mets or any of these bands that like
Oh, that'd be perfect.
are sort of in our same universe, that would be great for us. I mean, the Red Fang Torch thing is incredible. We did a tour with them last year too with Red Fang, and we've been friends with Torch forever, for 10 years. Yeah, we've just never been able to line it up to do something together. So
Really?
yeah,
That's
Oh, they're
fucking
great,
awesome.
dude.
I mean, this will be the first time I get to see you
Cool.
guys tonight and Torch. I've played with Red Fang.
killer
and
bill.
seen
No,
them,
dude, it's a
so,
killer bill.
I'm excited to see Red Fang, of course, no disrespect, but I'm pretty jumped to see
it's
you
all
guys.
and they're all
Probably
like in
more
the
tonight.
same realm, but they're
Yeah,
all sort of
yeah,
different
right. That's
bands,
pretty much
Torch
what it
got
is.
like the really, really dense molasses stuff with the
Yeah,
sugary
definitely.
melodies, and Red Fang is just like full on like 4 on the floor rock band, and they're so great live, and whatever we're doing, is
Yeah.
rad, but it's it's not the same as what they're doing, but it makes sense. It's just great.
Well,
Yeah,
it
that's
makes for a
boring.
great bill because you don't want the same fucking bands over
Right.
and over on the. Yeah, I would rather have something completely different, or
Sure.
maybe a little bit the same but completely different. That's how we set up shows when we
Right.
play. It's
'Cause
like,
people
oh,
don't
okay, we're
like
gonna play
one
with
kind
this.
of music anyway.
Our
No
boys
one
in
does,
this funk rock band. It's fine
Even
with
the
us.
black metal people
No,
will
it gets
still
boring,
like
man.
thrash or
Yeah, it
something.
gets
You know what I mean? They
fucking
don't only like one thing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I like
Sure.
the metal community so much
Yeah,
because
yeah,
they're
they're
so
not trying to be
diverse
cool
and
people, they
pretty
just wanna have
accepting,
fun.
and
They're
most
not trying
people
to
really
be-
fucking
I
friendly.
absolutely agree with that. They're not trying to impress anybody. They just want to have fun and they love
They're not
music.
segregated.
It's nice.
Yeah. Yeah, and all kinds too. So that's fucking fantastic. Because I mean, we cover everybody on this podcast. We
Sure,
stick to
I would
rock
too.
and metal, but the rock thing kind of, I would call you guys rock. It's hard. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to put it in some kind of genre. I have a fucking hard time with that. We have all these
Right.
bands on here, and we're like, well, they're kind of like this thing, I guess. But that's
Sure.
my opinion. That's
Yeah, that works for
subjective,
us.
and it's like, let's just call it rock and roll. Yeah. Well, right on, man.
Thank you.
So, congrats on the new record. It's fucking awesome. I love both Clean and I haven't heard the first one yet. I must confess. I'll get to that one next. But
Yeah.
congrats on the record
have so
deal,
far.
man.
They're great.
Sounds like a solid label, and it sounds like they're going to take care of you guys. So we're looking forward, and we'll keep an eye on you. And whenever you
Sure.
guys want to come back on, do this thing, and I'll keep an eye on your tour dates, and
Right on, thank you.
we'll give you a shout out, and we'll see you tonight, man. Thank you for coming out, doing this with us. Cheers. We're out.